welcome back. Today I've got my beautiful friend here, Shadi. Say hello.
Hello.
She was gracious enough to volunteer her face for us to do whatever we want to do on the face. So it's just going to be a fun tutorial on how to apply makeup on a client. So if you don't already know, hopefully I get to do that get to know me video. Sometimes I'm a freelance makeup artist, so I'm just going to show you what I do on clients. We're going to try to do a simple look, or maybe we'll do a glam look or whatever. Let's just see how it goes. I've got absolutely no direction on the kind of look we're going to go for, but I'll try to keep it simple so that you can at least follow along. And yeah, what else? Nothing, and maybe we'll be chit-chatting along the way, okay? So
Let's get started.
In case you haven't seen, look at her, just look at her t-shirt. Thou shalt not try me, this lady. Okay, I'll zoom in now. The way you used to when there's no camera in front of you. She's a very naughty girl though. Forget this innocent face you're seeing here.
What's the definition of naughty?
Okay. They'll see now. I'll be here, you're showing yourself small. They'll see. Safety check. So first off, so I am going to, my hands has already been washed, so I'm just going to sanitize my hands because I'm going to be using products from the back of my hands because it's more comfortable for me. I mean, you can always use a palette, you know, but it's more convenient for me from working from my hands. And then
you didn't tell them you're using a nose mask.
And then I've got my mask as well. She had to remind me to show you people that I've got my mask as well, so you don't want to endanger your client or yourself, you know. So I'm just pushing her hair back as much as possible. Her brows has already been should we do? So first off, you want to check if you need to do any sort of derma blending. Her brows are already trimmed, so I'm not going to retrim those. If you're working with a client that the brows need trimming, this is the time to do it because you want to do all of that before you clean the face. So her brows are okay. There are no mustache or tiny beards here, so I'm not going to do anything. So her face is okay for me to just go straight to cleaning with micellar water. So for the makeup we're going to do today, I'm going to do the skin first method. So I'm going to do all of the skin work, the foundation and all of that before I start applying you know, eye color and every other thing. So because of the method we're going to use, I am going to prime her face and put on all the bases that I want to before the foundation. So first off, I'm going to be moisturizing, lightly moisturizing with the face with the L'Oreal Extraordinary Oil. You can use, and this is strictly a facial oil. You can use any moisturizer of choice, but you have to be careful that they don't have a lot of oils, or they don't excite the skin to produce oils. This doesn't. This is a, let's say, greaseless oil. They call it facial oil, but it's just mainly like a moisturizing portion.
So what does this do?
It's called extraordinary facial oil. It's supposed to make your face extraordinary. She's asking me what does it do. Do you know what? I'm going to leave a link down below. So if you go on there, you should be able to see all the properties of this extraordinary facial oil. But it's one of my best. I've been using it for clients for some time now, and the makeup work stays in place. It doesn't make you feel dry underneath. I've used it for myself as well, so I know how it feels. It's a very good thing to use. Okay, so next up I'm going to be going in with the L'Oreal Mattifying Primer Base. This is going to mattify all of the pores. You want to concentrate it on the areas that you think the face might break out, usually the T-zone or all of the face. Yeah, so I'm just putting it all on the face. I'm taking tiny portions and working that into all the areas of her face. And then you all know I'm a self-proclaimed L'Oreal ambassador. Next up is the L'Oreal Mattifying Setting Spray. So I'm going to spray that all over her face, and it's going to set down all of the things that we have been placing on her face. That should be fine, because all through the makeup session you'll be using a lot of this, and this mattifies, so you don't want to use so much. For foundation, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible 24 Hours Matte Cover. This foundation is super amazing. I can't even go into details about it. You just have to go try it if you've not tried any L'Oreal. In fact, all of L'Oreal's foundations are amazing, but this mattifying one is super amazing. So in the foundation, I'm using the shade Hazelnut. So the shade Hazelnut, and I'm going to work on one side of the face at a time, because it's a mattifying foundation. You don't want to put it all over the face and then try to blend it in and it starts getting dry, because this foundation dries up quickly. So I've got a blender that has been damp. I'm just going to use that to lightly blend in the foundation. I'll still go over all of her face one more time, but this is like 60% of.
You didn't tell me. I didn't know.
Look up. Look up. Can you not see me?
It's light now and it's far away, so sometimes all this thing is very deceiving, kind of. And you know, you people makeup artists, they say you people will just stay at the gate of it. That person is not serious. Okay, so now I think I've got the base done, but I want to put on some Illuminizer, so to help her face glow. I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Glow Motion. L'Oreal Glow Motion, whatever, but the L'Oreal Illuminizer. I'm just going to put that on the cheekbones, on the sides of her cheekbones, and maybe a little bit on her forehead. So I'm using my finger. Oh, I just wanted to have a beautiful highlighted finish. So at the end, by the time I put on highlighter, it's just going to glow. Okay, so with this, a little goes a long way, and I'm just going to give it a few seconds to dry down a bit, and I'll blend that in with the same blender I used to blend her face. I'll just blend it in just on the spots in which I have put it on. Okay, so it's going to give her face a beautiful glow from the inside when the whole makeup is finished. Look this way, and so you can see the illumination going on. I'm going to give that some minutes to dry. And yeah, we should talk about something. I asked her what should we talk about. She's just smiling. She's trying to act like she's a good girl. She's very naughty. Okay, so I'm going to be highlighting her face with the L'Oreal Infallible concealers. I'm going to be using, I'm still deciding. I might not do cream contour. Maybe I might just do powder contour, but if I decide to do cream contour as I go on, I'll be using the L'Oreal Infallible one as well in the shade Espresso. But for highlight, I'll be using the L'Oreal Infallible in the shades Honey and Amber. I'm scared. So because Honey is quite tan for her skin, I'm just concentrating it in the outer bit of her. In fact, it's the same shade as your foundation. And then look up. So I'm blending in from the lighter shade into the darker shade, and that kind of forms some kind of gradient and mixes the colors together, and I'm bringing it slightly downwards towards her cupid's bow. And then I'm using the same side that I used to blend the foundation, and just blending everything in so there's a seamless transition.
I've decided. And to set the face, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier.
I like
It
it.
works from perfect. So I decided to powder contour. I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible foundation in the powder in the shade, what's the shade? Deep Amber. And I'm going to be using the same in the shade Hazelnut to powder all over her face. So with this, I'm super light-handed because this is actually the second time she has been kind enough to sit on this chair to volunteer her face. The first time, this particular thing made that video not come through because I wasn't as light-handed as I was supposed to be, and this L'Oreal foundation showed me the contour on her face. And because it's an infallible, like it's supposed to be waterproof as well, so when it went on the face there wasn't any way I could blend it off. The contours were so dark, so that video couldn't survive. So it immediately brings some warmth to her face, as you can see. So I'm just bronzing her face with the same L'Oreal powder, just to bring some warmth and some contours, shadows to her face. And then for powder, we'll be using Hazelnut. That's in the same shade as the foundation we used. Okay. I'll be using brow pencils, brow sticks from Primark. These brow sticks are very beautiful. I've also got the, because of this color, there's a lot of rave about it. You wouldn't understand until you go buy one of these and try. And they have beautiful brown shades, you know. So they've got this very beautiful light brown shade. I think it's called light brown. So that's what I'm going to use for her. It's got a spoon.
And it's from Primark.
And it's on Primark.
There's so much rave, a lot of people are raving about it, and so I'm just outlining her brow shape, her natural brow shape. I'm not going to do a lot of filling in the brows. I want to keep it sparse and natural looking. So I plan to use a colored brow gel as well. So like I said, I'm just keeping things very simple, and really less is more. I think I like the look this gives when it finishes. This fine girl, eh?
Somebody's daughter.
Hey, somebody's daughter, somebody's wife, somebody's mom, people's mommy.
People's mommy.
It's people now. Ah, she doesn't even look it at all. Okay, so that's brows done. So onto that, I'm going to be filling in the brows with the Primark Brow Fix in the shade light brown again. This is one of my favorite. You know, it adds a very nice tint to the brows, and also a clear brow gel. The clear brow gel is going to help define the brow strands more. Okay, so I'm going to use a brighter concealer to outline the brows. So I'm going to be using the e.l.f. in the shade Deep Olive. I'm just defining the outline of the brows, and I'm starting from the mid region. Like, you can start from anywhere, but this just works easier and best for me. I'm bringing down the foundation. I'm bringing down the
concealer.
I'm outlining and bringing down the concealer. Oh. Oh, I made a mistake. And I'm just using a brush to blend it in. you know, because we've done the skin work, so you have to be careful with the edges. You try not to put too much concealer on the edges. No, don't scream. Lift up your face. So, third layer of setting spray is going to help melt all those ashiness from the powder, from the setting powder, and it's going to, you know, kind of just blend all the bases together. And then onto the fun part. I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill palette, and we'll see what we'll do with that. I'm going to try to do a very simple look. First off, I'm going to be using
Using what? You didn't say it now.
I'm going to be, I'll leave the names of the shades down below, but I'm going to be using a shadow for the brow bone. So what you want is a light, a shadow that is light in color. So it will help highlight the brow bone. You want to, that will help give the illusion of a very lifted brow. I think this shade is called So Cream. It's one of my favorite brow bone shades, and I'm nearing pan on that shade. Color. A transition shade. And you always want to try to have a matte shade on both the brow bone and the transition. So I'm just using a light, I'm not even sure what's the shade. I'll leave the names of the shade down below. So really, we are starting out in freelance makeup. That's basically it. Makeup done. You can now decide to put a shimmer shade on the lid, or if you still want to do a matte finish, you can put any matte shade on the lid. I am going to do a slight smoky bit, so I'm just going to tint the outer corners with a darker shade. You can use brown, black, you know, you have to be very careful if you add black on there so it's not too harsh when you're blending out. So I'm just going to use a dark brown shade. And I'm creating like a V shape at the outer corner. And then I'm blending in circular motions just so that those colors mix together. And that's basically it. And I'm going to use this crease definer brush on a yellow shade. I'm just going to use that to blend out the harsh lines on there. And I'm taking it into the corners of the crease and out. Look this way. I'm not using a lot of that color. Really, this just boils down to preference, you know. Just do whatever. There's supposed to be no right or wrong. Yeah. and I'm going to be using a shimmer color for the lid. Close and lift up your face if it's like. And I'm trying, see when her eyes are closed, you can actually feel the outline of her crease, of where the eyeballs, you know, where it edges in, and you just want to try to concentrate your brush on that bit. You don't want to really go over, except it's a look that you're trying to create. But just for simple glam eye look, you want to keep it as it says, simple. Open your eyes, let's see. Show them. Pepper them. So I'm just using that brush to close your eyes, to just blend in so that the colors on the outer bit blends into the shimmer colors. Okay, so I personally love to use gel liners, but today I'm going to use the Black Lacquer by L'Oreal, and I'm basically just going to line the inner corners and the outer corners of the eyes. I probably won't do much on, because she's got small eyelids, so I don't want to shade off so much of the shadows. So I'm just lining the inner corners, the outer corners, and then I'll put on mascara. Let's see. To use mascara. I'm going to be using some beautiful pearls. I'm going to be using some beautiful lashes on her. They've got no name, but they've got what's that effect? They've got baba boom. So I'm lining her a waterline with the Kiko gel pencil liner, and this pencil liner is super pigmented, super soft, and it's waterproof. And I'm using this sleek blush in
God
Flush.
help us, we can't do all this thing and you now tell me this thing did not talk. I'll just tell you to sit Shasha down and do it on Shasha or Crystal.
Going to be highlighting with the Becca in, what's this thing? No. Becca highlighter in Gold Lava. It is a shimmering highlighter. That's why I don't use it. But because we had other illuminator, oh, baby, baby, baby. Look that way. So I'm going to be using the Kiko Milano in lip pencil in 531.
Is it the one you used for me the last time?
No, keep And for the inner bit of her lips, I'm thinking I'm going to use a concealer. So the concealer is going to help give us that very nude effect that we want. I think I might mix the colors, so I'm using the shade Tan San.
Hey.
Keep your mouth closed so let it not come out.
Concealer. It is well with our soul.
Let it dry down a bit and then we'll see what.
So is that what they are doing again? It is well, oh, you this makeup artist. Someone said all of you, you just
you stay at the
gate of heaven.
As long as you even reach the heaven now, is it not better? Let me just use a darker shade. Oh, that shade is too dark. Oh. I have no idea what's going on the lips, but I know it's going to give us a nude lip at the end. Don't smile. See, it's not so bad after all.
I don't know what it's looking to. I don't know. I'm just looking from afar.
It's just as far as I'm concerned, it might be a bit too bright.
It is, I think so.
I don't know, a pencil.
Should have used this one, Jeje, instead of the concealer stuff.
Okay.
So that's a new one, Abby. I remember you ran out of it the last time.
I was running out.
Okay, okay. And it smells so good.
Open your lips.
Is it Victoria's Secret?
And I'm going to do some accent highlighting on her brow bone and the inner corners of her eyes, and I'm using the Maybelline Master Chrome. When this video is up, you send him the link.
I have to now. Then my friend at work said, wake up by this time. I said it is well with our souls. Oh my days.
Please give her my YouTube link.
I
need your eye.
No, I don't want to spray anymore.
But you're looking pretty.
Oh yeah, zoom if you want to zoom.
Oh,
but I've still got microphone stuff.
It's fine now, yeah.
Okay.
So that is our finished simple glam look. Yeah, I think we were able to do. You don't really need too much. I personally believe less is more when it comes to makeup. At least these are the basics on how to apply makeup on a client. You can take this and, you know, play about with it, add your own twist to it. If you like wing lines, you know, you can draw your wing lines super. You can add glitter, you can, you know, to just do whatever. But basically, this is what you always want to have when you're doing a glam look, beginner friendly glam look.
So I hope you learned something. Thank you so much for sticking with us and our naughtiness. She has been very good on this camera today. She's not the same person, no. This is her being camera shy. She's not showing her true colors. So I'm just going to zoom in a bit. Look that way. Look that way. And look straight back. Aww. Okay, so that's us done. Yeah.